So, you want to feel safe. Okay. Well, you should feel safe. I think it would be a lot better to actually be safe, but, well, you're not going to be safe, so you might as well feel safe, which makes sense because you're a lot more likely to encounter a man than you are to encounter a bear. But, and I mean, don't get me wrong, we men have been monsters. Especially, like this past century, there's been a lot of improvement, but in ancient times, we've been just awful. I've got a degree in psychology, so I've studied this sort of thing, whether I wanted to or not. It was required. But, I mean, how often do you encounter a man, and how often do you encounter a bear? When people encounter bears, I don't mean the black bears that are cowards or the grizzly bears that, sit by the road and you fling a sandwich at them and they wave to you. I don't mean them. I'm talking about a brown bear in the woods. How often do those encounters go well versus encounters with men? Okay? Now, you can it's easy to say you'd like a bear, but how often are you going to see them? And how often are you going to see men? I mean, just being safe is not the same as feeling safe. Just ask an ostrich, okay? Come on now. Now, in the United States, 45% of all marriages end in divorce. 80% of divorces are initiated by women. Okay, so and then what happens to the men, their income is just severely reduced. They usually lose the house. They usually lose the kids. When they lose the kids, they usually can't see the kids. The kids are often weaponized, and it's just, quite frankly, I think you women are a lot more dangerous than we are. Because there was this one woman on Instagram and on Facebook, and she said, she was trained from 6 years old that if you're abducted, it's better to die fighting than suffer whatever's going to happen at the second location where you'll probably be killed anyway. Well, I mean, I lost the woman I called my wife and the kids that were mine for a brief period of time, and I would have rather been killed. It's been 5 years. I would have rather been killed than have to suffer through this. I think you women are a lot more dangerous than we are. Because we don't just die. We're ruined. I mean, we're ruined forever. Or it turns us into the Chads, to the Alphas, to the Sigmas, to the very monsters that you're trying to avoid in the first place. And it's impossible to sit down and have a conversation. I mean, just think about it. I'm not even going to say which side I'm on, or where I have a very specific stance. But abortion, okay? How you feel right now emotionally. I didn't even say what I think about abortion. I think you would find my specific position very reasonable. But people just immediately get tight and go into fight. Like, let's have the conversation. Because we vote. We all vote. That's how laws get passed. That's how Supreme Court justices get appointed. Oh, you don't think voting matters? Who appoints them? The presidents that we vote for. So we really just... How you feel about men does not change the facts. All right? Do you want to be safe or do you want to feel safe? Okay, because they're not the same thing. Take a self-defense course. Get a special app in your phone that tracks where you are all the time. Get something that records sound all the time that you reset periodically if everything is okay. There's got to be, and if the app doesn't exist, go make one. If you don't know how to make one, go to an app maker and say, go make this. There are solutions to be had, but you've got to do better than this.